Hello and welcome to another edition of Currently in Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano. On today's show, we'll chat with Lori Earle from This Star Won't Go Out here in Quincy about their recent fundraiser, also about their online auction that is still going on right now. First, though, we check out the weather and the news for you. Currently in Quincy, your eyes don't deceive you. It is snowing. 33 degrees right now. It's going to keep up through this afternoon. Could actually see a couple of inches of accumulation as temperatures hover in the mid-30s. It's rather blustery as well, so there'll be a visibility issue with that blowing snow. And it'll freeze up tonight. Temperatures will drop off into the upper 20s. Look for a killing freeze this evening in the end of the growing season here in Quincy for this year. It'll be brighter tomorrow, but not very warm. Highs tomorrow only in the mid-40s. Looks like a nice, clear, chilly Halloween night tomorrow night with that blue moon quite visible in the Halloween night sky tomorrow night. Some more showers here. It'll warm up a bit for the first day of November. On Sunday, highs in the upper 50s and a brisk feel on Monday with winds and temperatures only in the lower 40s. In the news today, City of Quincy back in the yellow category on the state's coronavirus risk assessment map after flipping into the red back on Wednesday. The 2-week daily new case average fell yesterday to 7.7. It was 8.1 on Wednesday. And the state says anything over 8 means there is a high risk of contracting the virus within a community. There were 3 new cases in Quincy yesterday. There are 70 active cases right now. Today is the last day of early voting for next Tuesday's presidential election. Registered voters in Quincy can cast their ballots at City Hall until 4:30 this afternoon, and absentee ballots may be cast at City Hall Monday through noontime. City Clerk Nicole Crispo is predicting about a 75% turnout when all the votes are counted. Turnout is already over 30%. Crispo says the official results won't be available until at least November 9th.
That's a little different this time around than the primary because we do have an extra 3 days to receive mail that's postmarked November 3rd. We go till November 6th to get postmarked mail. And so for that, everything that we receive on Election Day and those 3 days after will essentially be tabulated on November 9th. And then that is when we're going to add to the unofficial number. So on election night, you'll get a number. It'll be the central tabulation and it'll be the polling places. Then, so that'll go up unofficial. Then on November 9th, we will do the tally of what we received in the mail and overseas ballots, and we will give an official result to the Secretary of State by November 18th.
Now, mail-in ballots may be placed in a drop box outside of Quincy City Hall through Tuesday at 8 p.m., or they must be postmarked by November 3rd. Mail-in ballots that are postmarked by November 3rd will be accepted at City Hall through November 6th. Well, the expansion of the Pine Hill Cemetery in West Quincy has begun. The city is clearing land to create 4,000 new graves after reaching an agreement with the state to preserve an area for a species of endangered snakes. Mayor Thomas Koch says the expansion project will provide enough burial plots for the next 20 years. However, he says the project will bring the cemetery to full capacity. He says there will be a special section set aside for cremations and for veterans, and says that he's already looking at other locations across the city to create a new cemetery in the future. 2 20-year-old Quincy men are facing charges in connection with the shooting of an 18-year-old Quincy man on Common Street in West Quincy last Sunday night. Vincent Whitlow and Jean Rodley Lewis both face charges of assault with intent to murder. And firearms violations. Police say Whitlow turned himself in on Wednesday. Lewis was arrested in Braintree. Police believe Whitlow fired a shotgun loaded with birdshot, striking 18-year-old Jomay Bing in the head. Lewis is believed to have driven the getaway car. Police say the shooting was not random. Bing has since been released from the hospital. 2 Boston teenagers are charged with carjacking and assault and battery after the private sale of a motor vehicle turned violent in Quincy Sunday night. Police say 18-year-old Carlos Serrano and a 17-year-old juvenile attacked a father and son on Federal Avenue after they had made an online agreement to sell their 2004 Mercedes. Serrano allegedly struck one of the victims in the head and tried to pull him out of the car. The victims managed to get away. Serrano and the juvenile were apprehended on Liberty Street. Police say they recovered a BB gun strapped to Serrano's ankle. Father Bills and Mainspring homeless shelters of Quincy and Brockton say they cannot hold their traditional in-person Thanksgiving Day meals for the homeless at Christ Church in Quincy this year due to the pandemic. However, they are expanding their meal delivery program for the holiday. The shelters say they're trying to raise $15,000 for a special Thanksgiving fund to partner up with local catering companies and deliver meals to 1,000 individuals. That would be their largest single-day meal total in the shelter's history. Today is the 285th birthday anniversary of President John Adams, and due to the pandemic, the annual wreath-laying ceremony at the United First Parish Church in Quincy Center is being streamed live on Facebook with no public participation. Quincy Mayor Thomas Koch, City Council President Nina Liang, and U.S. Navy Lieutenant Commander Ryan Segarty will officiate the ceremony in the church sanctuary. Participants will be able to visit the basement presidential crypts individually. A member of the Adams family is also expected to participate. Adams is entombed in the crypt with his wife, First Lady Abigail, son, President John Quincy Adams, and his wife, First Lady Louisa Catherine. President Johnson started the wreath-laying tradition on every president's birthday anniversary more than 50 years ago. Halloween will be a bit more fun for 450 children of food pantry clients at Interfaith Social Services of Quincy. 450 Boo Buckets were recently distributed to youngsters thanks to donations from dozens of local businesses and individuals. Volunteers from Quincy Cub Scout Pack 42 and Blue Cross Blue Shield assembled those buckets containing a pumpkin and a carving kit, face painting set, some sweet treats, and some small toys. Interfaith Family and Children Program Coordinator Emily Ryan says they were unable to hold their annual costume giveaway due to the pandemic, but wanted to do something to help children celebrate Halloween. Coming up, we'll chat with Lori Earl of This Star Won't Go Out. That's next.
Hi, I'm State Representative Bruce Ayers. During this upcoming election, in an effort to help our seniors, veterans, and the disabled vote on Election Day, I will be providing free wheelchair transportation, both to and from the polls in wheelchair-accessible vans. I understand the challenges that wheelchair users face and want to help. The vans that we are using are equipped with wheelchair lifts and restraint systems for residents needing such assistance. The polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. If you're confined to a wheelchair and would like to vote in this upcoming election, please contact me to schedule an appointment for a ride at 617-328-0102. Your vote counts. If you're a senior, veteran, disabled, and need of a ride in a wheelchair-accessible van, please contact me, Bruce Ayers, at 617-328-0102 to cast your vote on Election Day.
happy to chat with Lori Earl from This Star Won't Go Out to chat a little bit about their recent fundraiser and the ongoing online auction. Hey, Lori, nice to see you.
Thank you. Nice to see you too, Joe. We have been, it's been a new experience for us this year doing, as so many other organizations and nonprofits, doing our gala, which is always a really fun event here in Quincy, and of course doing it virtually this year. So I appreciate being able to tell you a little bit about it. And we actually still had Sorbani Banerjee, who was from Boston 25, is down in Tampa now, but she was our host on our video, which actually individuals can still see on the gala site. She was amazing, of course. And so we had a really great, there's just like a 25-minute video that people can still watch and learn a little bit more about This Star Won't Go Out and how we help families that have a child diagnosed with cancer.
Yeah, we should. I mean, for folks who aren't aware of the organization and how it started, we should give them a little background. There's always new folks, coming into Quincy and learning about it. So maybe if you could, a little history lesson.
Yeah, well, when my daughter Esther was just 12 years old, she was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. It was unfortunately already metastasized into her lungs at the time. So we knew that it was not a good prognosis. As she got sicker over time, she ended up having to be in the hospital more often. It became, a real, it's stressful to have a child with cancer. And then when you're worrying about how you're going to pay your bills and how you're going to provide financial help, for your family when you're missing work, that creates even more stress for families. And this isn't unique to us, we learned. And that's actually, Esther passed away in 2010 when she was 16 years old. And it was after that we said, what can we do to pay it forward for other families? And we started This Star Won't Go Out, which does do exactly that. It helps families facing childhood cancer pay for cost of living expenses that insurance doesn't pay for. So,
and it's based right on one of her favorite authors.
Yeah, so This Star Won't Go Out is the foundation. And of course, Esther had a pretty amazing short life. 16 years is not long enough, and we miss her every day. She left behind her 4 siblings and my husband and I, of course. But she was a high school student right here in Quincy at North Quincy High School, and loved internet, loved YouTube videos. She had a channel. She had gotten to know her favorite author, John Green, who wrote, is famous for a lot of his young adult novels. When they became friends online and met at a book tour in person, and then he actually participated in her Make-A-Wish in 2010. And then after she passed away, he really used his inspiration from her life to write his novel, The Fault in Our Stars, which of course became a blockbuster Hollywood movie and a book that still sells very well. You can still watch The Fault in Our Stars on Netflix and other channels. But yeah, so he really felt that he was so impressed by Esther's commitment, as we were, of course, her commitment to living life fully, to really empathy, and her love of words and her love of writing. And after she passed away, my husband and I kind of curated her journals, and they came out as a New York Times bestseller book. There's a copy of it in a few copies of it in the Quincy Library System and other systems around. But that book is called This Star Won't Go Out, because Esther means star.
And I know typically, in a normal year, you have a great outdoor event at the library. I think it's early August to celebrate that.
Yeah, we do. August 3rd is called Esther Day. It was a holiday that Esther chose. And John Green and his brother Hank, who have a YouTube channel called Vlog Brothers, had said to her, Esther, on your birthday, because she was turning 16, it turned out to be her last birthday, but they said, what we'll celebrate anything you want on your birthday in perpetuity. And they said, what would you like to do? And so she thought about it, and she came back to them and said, I really would like it to be a day where people celebrate not romantic love like Valentine's Day, but where they celebrate the love between friends and family and say, I love you, because she just knew that love was so powerful. And in times like these, we know how important it is how important it is to celebrate love and to say, keep our accounts short with people, to say I love you. We don't always know what tomorrow holds, but we do have today, and we have each other, and that is something to celebrate.
Yeah, and like you say, and especially in times like this, the message becomes even all that more important. And I'm sure if she were here with us, she would be stressing that emphatically right now.
She would indeed. She would, yes. And I think we can celebrate that on August 3rd, but the great thing is that's something we can celebrate every day.
Right. And you're still celebrating, right, for the event this year. Tell me about the online auction that's going on.
So it's been, it was different this year. We didn't want to approach some of our typical donors. We often have local restaurants who are so generous, and we knew so many people were really struggling. So we have a pretty unique, eclectic mix of auction items. We do have an overnight stay at the Marriott, the Boston Quincy Marriott donated. We have a wine basket and a liquor basket with a Grand Marnier or whatever. I mean, some really cool stuff. You can have your own bar in the house, whether that's to share with your socially distant, appropriate family and friends, or to solace, for solace to get through some of these tough times. Right. But there's also really great gift basket that's called an Oops, I Forgot basket. It's worth over $120, and it's everything you need for wrapping and putting together gifts, and it's pretty amazing. And there are, let's see what else is in there. There's a painting from John Bacardi, who is a local artist, and he has a beautiful painting that's there for bid. Some of the items, the bids have gone up. Others, there's still a bargain there for the person who wants to donate, but also wants to get a good deal.
Okay, good. And it's all through the website?
So it's through. So we have an actual link that is posted on the ad that I think you're going to be posting, but also it's our website, TSWGO, which stands for This Star Won't Go Out, tswgo.org, and then it's /Gala 2020.
Okay, very good.
That'll take you right to the auction, and you can click on the menu and watch the video. Folks can donate directly if they would prefer. But, all of the money that is raised goes to help provide support for families. We've been able to give away about $500,000 so far over the last 9 years. And it just, having had that personal experience and knowing how tough financial times are now, even more than ever. And there are still 46 children a day in America being diagnosed with cancer. The pandemic doesn't stop that. It just makes it more challenging and more difficult. And so we really appreciate that the generosity that people have already shown. And our two big sponsors I want to mention, sure. Grand Telecommunication right here in Quincy is our key sponsor with $10,000 sponsorship. And then Quirk Auto is our platinum level sponsor this year with a $5,000 sponsorship. So that was a really fantastic, generous gift and I want to, point out how much we appreciate both of those organizations.
That's great. Yeah. And I know a lot of doctors are concerned that cancer patients are not seeking the treatment that they might need right now because of the pandemic, just because of the fear involved. So this may have long-lasting ramifications in the years to come.
It's true. It's true. And for families right now, if their child's in treatment, there's the whole complication of a lot of times only one parent can be there. They can't have families visiting, and so it's stressful. All kinds of sicknesses are stressful now, but it's definitely impacting childhood cancer. And you're right, we don't know what the future is going to look like, and obviously delayed care can contribute to more difficult consequences. So.
Right. How does The Star Won't Go Out kind of determine, Lori, who you help? How does that work?
So actually if you get a chance to watch the video, Joe Shabbat, who is at Dana-Farber Cancer Institute and also works with Boston Children's Hospital, he does tells a little bit about our cooperative work together, but that's exactly how we give out the money. Is typically we work through resource directors and social workers at local hospitals, and they help us. So they help screen and vet the families that are really in need, and that makes it so much easier for us. And then we are able to donate directly to the family. So because we don't have a lot of red tape, usually the requests can be filled within a week.
Okay, that's great. That's a great help because they need it immediately, I'm sure.
And it goes to, I remember when we were going through some financial stress when we were caring for Esther, and I was looking all over the place to try to find some resources. And I remember, one of the big cancer organizations, they said they had financial support, and I went on and looked, and what they helped with was travel. And we lived 7 miles from a hospital, so a few dollars didn't help us at that time. And so when we started The Star Won't Go Out, we wanted to be impactful. Mm-hmm. And so typically our gifts are given in the amount that will pay for a month's rent, or utilities and car payments, those kinds of things. So the average gift we give out is about between $1,500 and $2,000, which we just see it as a way to provide a little bit of space for the family. A little bit of relief from stress so that they can concentrate on their child instead of worrying about bills.
Yeah, it's just one less thing that they have to worry about, sure.
Yeah.
TSWGO.org, right?
TSWGO.org. And then if you go just to the website, you'll need to click on our, up at the top where it says news and events, and you can click on the gala link. Otherwise, if you do tswgo.org/gala 2020, it'll take you straight to the auction page. And if you click on the menu, you can also look at the video and see our listing about mission and what we do. So
anything else?
So thank you.
Folks know about?
Giving me a few minutes to just talk about it.
No, it's our pleasure.
I hope
we get the word out for you and get folks to bid.
Yes, you have all the way until we're ending October 30th at midnight with the auction. So you can get your bids in until then. The auction site is really great. You can even set it so that it'll tell you if you've been outbid, so that you can jump back on and grab that item that you really wanted. A few other items that are on there are the Treetop Adventures is in Canton.
Oh, yeah.
The New England Aquarium is on there. And what they've done, there's a Sam Adams tour for 20, tasting and tour that still has lots of room to bid up. And the great thing is that all of these organizations have said that they'll honor these items through the end of 2021 at least. So you have time to gather your friends together when the days are a little bit easier to get out in the open and do social events. So.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Lori. Would you let us know how it goes?
Oh, yes, we will, for sure. Okay. And so just thank you so much. And, every our goal for this year had been to raise, we didn't know how it would be this year. So we had set our goal at, at least $20,000 because that would allow us to help, at least 20 families. Mm-hmm. We have passed that goal right now, and we wouldn't mind going up even higher.
All right. Well, there's still time, so you never know.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So good to see you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Recapping the weather forecast for you for the rest of the day today. Windy and snowy, rather wintry out there. Could see a couple inches accumulation. Temperatures in the mid-30s. Chilly night tonight, below freezing, upper 20s for lows. Sunshine returns for Halloween, but it will not be warm by any means. It'll be brisk with highs only in the mid-40s. We have showers returning here on Sunday to welcome November. It'll be milder, though, with highs in the mid to upper 50s. And another brisk day here on Monday. Sunshine, rather windy, with highs only in the lower 40s. Thanks again going out to Lori Earl from This Star Won't Go Out for joining us today. Thank you to our crew. Thank you for watching. Monday on the program, we'll chat with Rick Doan of Interfaith Social Services about their Feed the Hungry Gala coming up in December. A reminder, do participate in the Quincy COVID Memories Project. Send in your life experiences here in Quincy during the pandemic to quincyculturalmemory.com, or you can mail them to the Thomas Crane Library. Attention, local history, 40 Washington Street, Quincy, 02169. And visit our website, qatv.org. Find news and information, our latest programs, fall sports, information about online classes, video on demand, live streaming, and much more. Don't forget, too, we fall back this weekend and check the batteries in your smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. For all of us here at Quincy Access Television, I'm Joe Catalano. Please stay safe.